What's good with early childhood education? What we came for? Do you want to know what's fair with early child care? That Jerletha McDonald show. We got it, we work it, we got it, we work it, we got it. The Jerletha McDonald show. We got it, we work it, we got it, we work it, we got it. The Jerletha McDonald show. We going live in a rap for giving child care pros a platform. Every child wins when your heart's warm. The Jerletha McDonald show.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jerletha McDonald Show, where we discuss everything childcare and provide a platform for early educators to shine. I'm Jerletha McDonald, your early childhood specialist and family childcare business consultant. And today we have a very special guest, Keish Price. She is from HiMama, based out of Canada, and she is their community ambassador. But before we get to that, we're going to play some commercials right from our sponsor. So we'll be right back. Thank you.
Jessica Mathias, Operations Director of Kids Early Learning Centers, located in 3 convenient locations, Fort Worth, Arlington, and Midlothian. At Kids Early Learning Centers, we strive to instill kindness, independence, diversity, and self-regulation to create the building blocks as our name implies. If you're looking for a high-quality Texas Rising Star Center, check us out on our Facebook page at Kids Early Learning Centers. Thank you.
Hey, are you looking for high-quality care for your infant or toddler? Check out Nurturing Gifts Infant and Toddler Center, located in Arlington, Texas. Nurturing Gifts provides exclusive, high-quality care and education for infants and toddlers. Visit Nurturing Gifts website at nurturinggifts.childcare.com. Once again, that's nurturinggifts.childcare.com, conveniently located in Arlington, Texas.
Looking for reliable childcare? I'm your provider. Come see us today at Ready, Set, Jump Learning Center, where we get kids ready and set to jump to the next level. We are currently located between I-30 and Cooks Lane in Fort Worth, Texas. We're accepting kids from 6 weeks to 12 years of age. There is currently no registration fee and no application fee, so hurry fast. Space is limited. Contact us at 817-851-1749. See you soon.
Check out Journey's Child Development Center, located conveniently in Grand Prairie, Texas, off of Highway 161 and Interstate 30. Journeys provides care for infants to age 12 years old, before and after school care, nutritious meals, and much more. Check out journeyscdc.org. Once again, that is journeyscdc.org.
Hello, my name is Monisha Neal, owner of Treasure Chest Learning Center and Tiny Treasure Learning Academy, both conveniently located on the east side of Fort Worth. We offer extended hours from 5 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, for our working families. Both centers are a part of Texas Rising Star. Treasure Chest is also partnered with Texas School Ready and Education First Step. Check our Facebook app at Treasure Chest or Tiny Treasure, where we treasure your child's learning.
Hey, this is Jerletha McDonald, host of the Jerletha McDonald Show, Everything Childcare, broadcasting live every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time at FBRN Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us discuss everything childcare and provide a platform for early educators to shine. Don't miss it. The Jerletha McDonald Show, Everything Childcare, on Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time
on FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
And hey, welcome back to the Jerletha McDonald Show, where we discuss everything childcare and provide a platform for early educators to shine. Once again, I'm your host, Jerletha McDonald, your early childhood specialist and family childcare business consultant. And today we have a very special guest with us, Keish Price. She is the community ambassador for HiMama. And we're going to get into that, what Keish does and the great things that HiMama does in a few seconds. But I just want to remind you all, please like, share our page. Please give us thumbs up and hearts if you like our show. And also, if you have a question or comment for myself or my guests, please place in the comment section and we will answer it as best as we can. If we don't get to it today, I will definitely answer your questions within the next 48 hours. Also, if you like to be a guest on the Jerletha McDonald show, please go to our website and fill out a guest form. And our website is jerlethamcdonald.org. Once again, that is jerlethamcdonald.org. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor of the Jerletha McDonald show, go to our website and fill out a request form as well at jerlethamcdonald.org. And all proceeds, 10% of all proceeds donated to the Jerletha McDonald show is donated to Arlington DFW Family Child Care Network, where we provide services for family child care providers in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And so not only are you helping out the Jerletha McDonald show, you are helping out family child care providers from across the state of Texas get the quality professional development that they need. So thank you so much for your viewership and thank you for tuning in. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Keish Price. Hey, Keish, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and chat about everything about HiMama and what we do here.
Yes, we are so excited. Now, I see HiMama everywhere. I see HiMama at the conferences I attend. I see HiMama all over social media. I see HiMama all over the web and everything. So you guys are doing phenomenal things. And I just want to say thank you. And I want one of those HiMama hats that you guys wear all the time. And so
we will ship one out to you, no problem.
So much. You guys, their stuff is so cool. So, Keish, tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do for HiMama?
Amazing. So, so my name is Kaya. I am the community ambassador here at HiMama. So, in a nutshell, HiMama is as an application. So, we help educators document learning and development in the classroom. So, we're used and we're loved by thousands and thousands of families, educators, parents, directors, ECEs, right in the classroom, of course. And as well, we're also advocates for the early years and for early childhood communication. Such an amazing part of children's lives are the educators in their lives. So we definitely want to bring some recognition to a very deserving field, and that's early childhood educators.
Yes. So thank you so much for what you guys do. So you say it's an app. So it's like an app that provides a whole bunch of services, right? So for one, I see attendance in health tracking. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So of course we pivoted a little bit with COVID, given our circumstances, but in a nutshell, we help educators document the learning and development, those daily sheets. So whether that's attendance, illnesses and sickness, whether it's, actual learning and development with the state and provincial frameworks, we can help you document that as well, right in the classroom. And of course, we're keeping parents in the loop too. And this is really important right now since parents can't even come into the childcare centers in a lot of states and provinces. This is definitely a game changer. So they can get those updates, they can get those photos right to their phone instantly.
Yes, I see that. So real-time parent updates. So providers, caregivers can share what's going on right then and there with parents on the app that you guys have. That is phenomenal. That's excellent. And also staff management. So check in and view teacher to student ratios in real time. So could you tell us a little bit about that? I know directors love that component of it. I'm sure.
They do. Yeah. I mean, ratios in general and in the field of early childhood is huge. You always got to make sure you're in ratio. So with our staff management feature, that little piece there, if you've got the staff management feature, you can easily see how many educators are currently in any given classroom and how many children have been checked in. You can you can see right away if you're in or out of ratio and see where you need to move and shift some educators.
Yes, and so one of my favorite components is the billing and payment system. So that is very important, right? So could you tell us about that? You can receive payments and stuff like that. So what is that all about?
Yeah, so our billing and payment system is super easy and it's completely paperless. Gone are the days of, getting those checks and chasing down families. With HiMama, you can have it all right in the app where you notify parents, hey, you're late, hey, your payment's coming up. It's all right there. You don't even have to do any of the dirty work. They can see all the updates right online, see exactly what they owe, and they can pay online too.
Oh wow, that is a plus, and especially right now, I don't carry cash myself, so being able to pay online or electronically is a time saver, and it's real convenient for parents. And so, developmental assessments and portfolios.
Yes, that's a huge one. And that's a huge one for us. So, as I mentioned, we have state provincial frameworks built right into HiMama. So you can, as an educator, you can easily document those learning and developmental skills, those learning outcomes right in the app. Parents can be, kept in the loop, what types of skills their child is learning throughout the day and how, those photos that you send relate to those skills that they're learning. And as well, I mean, it's definitely important for licensing purposes as well, to be aligned with the state and provincial frameworks and, the credentials. It's all built right in the app there, just a couple clicks with those photos that you send, and you can align it to the state or provincial framework that you use.
Yes, and also I like the messaging via email and app. So you can directly text message your parents right then and there within that app. So that is pretty cool. It just brings me to like I know a couple centers that had to notify their parents like that day because they had COVID cases, and they had to email each one, especially if they didn't have like a an app thing. So this makes it really convenient and streamlines right there to the parent. And I'm sure you can do probably with newsletters and stuff with that as well.
Absolutely. Yep. You can do it all right up there. You can save a template so you can send out your weekly or monthly newsletter to keep parents all up to date. You can see the activity planner and you can see what's for lunch every day.
Oh wow! And that's the question. What did you eat? Parents ask that all the time, and they're like, I don't know, or something like that. And parents can go on there and see. And another feature that I love is program planning and calendars with reminders. We all need calendars. I know I do. I know I work off my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it does not exist. I'm not going to get to it. And so, how does that feature work?
Yeah, so the activity planners are great for educators because they can document exactly what they're going to be doing throughout the day, and they can have that. They can see that as a guide. Parents can be kept in the loop too. What did you do at school today? I don't know. The kids don't know, so the parents are kept in the loop. What the educators have planned throughout the day, throughout the week, and they can also see the menus there, of course, too.
Yes, and then also it says here you have comprehensive training and support. So you guys
Yes.
provide support through the phone and email. So what type of support services do you guys offer with this?
Yeah, so our onboarding team and our customer success team is phenomenal. We're a little family here at HiMama, and as soon as once you want to be part of the HiMama family, we're not just going to leave you to figure it all out. We're going to take you step by step and make sure that you're set up for success with our phenomenal onboarding team. And should you run into any issues or any problems, our amazing support team is going to be there with just a click of a button, or you can pick up the phone and give us a call. We're going to make sure that we can solve any issues right away.
Yeah, so this is an awesome app. So if someone wants to find out about this app or purchase this app, where would they go?
Yeah, they can just go to HiMama.com. That's HiMama.com. Click learn more, and we can reach out to you, learn a little bit more about your center and your needs, and determine what the best route would be for you for a future HiMama family member.
Yes, and so you guys have different price ranges, I imagine. So is this something that family child care providers can take advantage of as well?
Absolutely. We have a lot of family child care providers part of our family. They're just as special, whether you have one class, you've got 2 kids, you've got 200 kids, 2,000 kids even. We're going to take care of you.
Okay, so thank you so much. So guys, go to HiMama and check out all the things that they have to offer, especially this wonderful application. It will help you tremendously in your childcare business. And so also what you guys have, and you've been having this, I want to say for the past 5 years, is this the 5th year for your 2020 childcare benchmark report, right? And so what is the benchmark report? What is that all about?
Yes. So the benchmark report is a comprehensive report that we actually put together. And like you said, this is our 5th year. And of course, it's our biggest year too. It just gets bigger and bigger every year. And we connect and we reach out to childcare providers in the U.S. and in Canada, and learn a little bit more about them in terms of finances, in terms of what really sets them apart. So finances, enrollment, anything like that, we're really looking forward to, and we want to have a study. So we've created this benchmark report here to learn about their revenue, their incomes, their operations, all the nitty gritty basically, and we put it together and present this report so that everyone knows. There's public access to it. Everyone knows what's going on in the childcare sector. So you as a childcare provider learn a little bit more about, are you ahead or behind the curve, what you may need to adjust. And eventually we want to get the benchmark report into, policymakers' hands, people who make those really big decisions. Okay, we need a little bit more funding here in childcare. Of course, I feel like that's a given. But once they see those cold, hard facts and those statistics that we've collected from childcare providers in North America, it's black and white. It's like exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah, it's all on paper, and they can go right here to this resource and see a lot of things. And I see you, not only did you guys work on this, but you partner with several other high-profile childcare organizations. So could you tell us about that? And why did you guys decide to do that? I think that's very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, we wanted to get as many eyeballs on this report as possible. And we have some amazing friends at some different companies, the Child Care Success Company, Childhood Preparedness, Pro Solutions, just to name a few, the CDA, just to name a few there. They were phenomenal to work with, and they really helped provide insight into this report as well. And they were amazing spokespeople to have on our webinars and be part of our benchmark report.
Yeah, so in the benchmark report, you talk about several different components. There's several different components in here, and one of them that I see you guys hit on enrollment. And so, why was that so important, especially right now? Enrollment has drastically decreased due to COVID. So why was that important to put into this report?
Good question. So enrollment, of course, we know has definitely been affected by COVID, and we wanted to know by how much, so that those childcare providers can kind of assess what needs to be done in their childcare centers to maybe increase enrollment. We're always trying to increase enrollment. Even before COVID, we want to have high wait lists. We want to have people like waiting to get into our center. How can we go about doing that? And enrollment is definitely a huge thing right now, especially during COVID, with families deciding to keep their children home because they're working from home, or maybe going to private home childcare providers. So we wanted other childcare providers to know, are they ahead or behind the curve in terms of enrollment? That was definitely a huge piece this year.
Yes, and then here you guys also offer a little tips in here as well. So like switching from in-person tours to virtual tours, which is very important right now, especially because parents cannot come inside the centers. And also it's kind of an upgrade for centers as well, because you're switching to kind of like the virtual world and technology as well, and creating online learning options for children, especially if like they're out of your center for a certain amount of time. You can create online options for them. And then offering part-time and flexible schedule options. So I urge providers out there, we're going to have the link to where you can kind of download this this benchmark and get some of the resources and tools. And so also, how can centers be helpful? Since we're talking about enrollment, there's a lot of children that are at home. So how can centers be helpful to help parents aid the children that are at home right now?
Yeah, there's a few different ways. First and foremost, let's involve those families in the learning process. We think of learning sometimes as learning happens at school. When you come home, it's home life, but learning can be continuous. And especially now that we're having remote learning, this is a great opportunity to continue that learning from school time to home time. So maybe doing an activity together, sharing what you learned. Having continuous learning experiences is a really great way to do that. Here at HiMama, we have amazing resources that we've shared to help families do learning activities at home, especially if you don't have that like education ECE background. You might not know what types of skills children should be learning, around a certain age. So we have a huge database full of activities. If you just go to HiMama.com, it's our whole daycare activity database, full of over almost 240 activities that not only can be used in the classroom, but that can be used at home, and it clearly outlines the learning outcomes as well.
Okay.
Another thing is to provide resource for families. So as I mentioned before, not everyone has that education background on what children need to learn and when to learn it. So as a family or as parents, I think it's important that they brush up on their knowledge of, child development, whether it's through a podcast, through a webinar, through a Facebook Live like this, through a blog post, or even an event. By learning what is going on in the community of early childhood and childcare, this is going to help families better support them, support you, support their children, and of course, support their community. Sometimes they just need a little bit of a helping hand to guide them. So maybe you as a childcare provider can provide them with a few different resources on where to get started there.
Yeah, so not only do you help the childcare workforce, but you're also helping the parents learn more about early childhood development and stuff like that, and developing appropriate activities that they can do at home with their child. Because at the end of the day, parents are children's first teachers. So I love that you guys are giving out resources for not only childcare providers but parents as well, especially in this time right here, because children are spending a lot of time at home now, as it was the other way around. They were with us all the time, but now they're with mom and dad, which is fine and okay. But you're offering resources for parents can bring into their home to use. I think that is awesome. And then you guys also touch on staffing as well. Why was that important for you guys to talk about in the report?
Yeah, staffing's very interesting right now. We're used to, focusing on how do we retain and delight staff. Now we're focused on, okay, well, now we have all these staff members and ratios are lower, and there's so much going on in the childcare space, and we want to keep those staff members who might not be on the floor. So there's kind of like a disproportion right now with staffing and keeping the staff happy. How can you do that? You as a childcare provider or childcare professional, how can you keep your staff and your fellow ECEs happy? And you can do that through, of course, many different ways. Learning what really delights your staff members. That's super important. So I feel like a lot of people might be opting to go to home childcare, providing home childcare right now. That's a huge thing. So if you're a center and you have, more than, 2 or 3 classes, or you're a large center, how are you as a childcare provider going to keep your staff members from maybe going and having their own childcare, home center? You know what I mean? So that's super important right now. And it's definitely, something that we're passionate about. We want to keep childcare providers and the ECs happy. How can we do that? Whether HiMama is providing resources, whether we're just like cheering, we're in your corner, providing webinars and whatnot. That's definitely important. And offering, as a childcare provider, offering those growth opportunities through professional development courses is super important right now too.
Yes, and also keeping the staff motivated, like you said, right now is really important, because at the end of the day, they are going through stuff too as well. So keeping your staff motivated and paying attention to health and mental health as well, and providing extra resources for your staff to kind of unwind and okay, if they need help or they're really stressed out or burnt out, really look for those signs, because it's a stressful time for us all. And I do appreciate you guys putting this in your report, because that is a huge factor. That's what keeps us going, is our staff. We cannot host our childcare centers or run our childcare centers without our high quality staff, and we have to make sure that our staff is a high priority, just as are the children in our facility. So thank you guys for covering that as well. Oh, and my favorite thing to talk about is financials. Why was this an important piece of your the benchmark?
Finances were kind of everywhere this year. I mean, at the beginning of the year, for a lot of childcare providers, starting off in January, they might have looked great, and they probably completely changed from March, June, until now as we're ending the year. Finances, it's definitely a big concern, and getting your finances in order is definitely something that we've kind of taken away from this. So learning a little bit more about your finances, you might have to get into the nitty gritty of those Excel documents and those books. So that's why it's super important to get your finances in order, especially with childcare. There's such a small margin of what you can charge parents, what you can pay your staff, what you can take home as a director or childcare professional yourself. But seeing what is available for financial support is super important as well. There's been a lot of amazing government initiatives, whether it's state or provincial wide. Look into that and see what you're eligible for as well. See maybe where you can cut unnecessary costs, and have a good look at your books to determine these gaps as well. Actually, it's very interesting. In our benchmark report back in 2016, finances were rated the last and considered the lowest risk that childcare providers faced. And now it's number one. So I think that speaks leaps and bounds as to, where people are focusing, their time and efforts, and what we need to do moving forward, especially to keep our business afloat.
Yes, and here in the report, I see one thing: exploring new strategies to increase revenue in 2020. And so you said something earlier, like you guys had to pivot and you added some different features and stuff. So now childcare providers, family home childcare providers, and center owners and directors, we have to think of different and unconventional ways to bring in more money. Exploring new strategies to increase revenue is fantastic. I'm glad you guys put that in there, because I talk about that all the time, and I think that is a key component to keeping our centers afloat, and just discovering different ways to innovate, basically innovate our centers and elevate our centers to the next level, because COVID is here, but hey, however, childcare will be here forever. Hopefully. I know
it will be
here forever. So we have to think of new ways, unconventional ways to run our centers and to make money. So thank you also for that. In COVID-19, of course, it had to be a part of this benchmark. Why was this important, and what are some of the things you guys talked about and addressed in your report for COVID?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a huge piece, and that was definitely a big factor into a lot of different moving parts, especially when it comes to maybe revenue and net income, and financials, of course. I think COVID overall for the benchmark report this year was kind of like an umbrella. It was a huge overarching umbrella for pretty much every aspect, whether it was financials, operations, staffing, etc. All those key components. COVID kind of had a lot to do with that, had a lot of influence on all of those, and it kind of brought about some new categories and reordered some categories. Generally over the years, our focuses for the benchmark report are on finances, labors, operations, keeping staff, those types of things. But we were kind of introduced to a few more categories. Things like remote learning became a brand new category for us in the benchmark, and that's I guess thanks to COVID. I don't know if we should say thanks, but it's because of COVID, and that's definitely a new kind of untapped market that I think childcare professionals can really get into. And as you mentioned before, like kind of modernizing that, and how you can not only serve families at home, but how you can create a little bit more revenue for your center, and like at home learning is exactly one of them. And because of COVID, that's definitely a new category, and maybe something that we'll see in the future years as well.
And so what would be your suggestion for what should be centers' top priority right now to survive COVID? What are some of you guys' suggestions about that?
Yeah, some of the suggestions that we recommend for centers' top priorities would be customer satisfaction, number one, and it remains number one. It usually is pretty high for what people consider, what they want to focus on and their top priorities. Think of it as a childcare provider. How can you serve your customers, your families the best? What do they want? Are you listening to their wants and needs, and are you trying to retain and to keep them happy? So customer satisfaction, your families and your parents, I think should be number one. Number two, education and programs, and increasing enrollment. Number three, I think those kind of go hand in hand. So, making sure that you have, a great education program. Right now, we can't really do extracurriculars like have someone come in for dance class or music class anymore. So what can you do to kind of provide those amazing resources that you used to? What are some different ways that maybe that's involving your staff members? Like maybe you have an amazing staff member who knows how to sing and play the guitar. Maybe that's your extracurricular now, that kind of sets you apart from the center down the street. Education and programs is huge. And as I mentioned, finance. So make sure you have your books in order and you know kind of where all of your money is going, and see if there's any gaps there that you might be able to fix.
Yes, that is very important. So thank you for sharing that. And then also, you guys have something on about the outlook. Like, what is that about? Can you tell us about, like, I guess it's the outlook of overall what's going on? Could you kind of explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, kind of, I don't know if we should say thanks to COVID, but now because of COVID, we have, these new, maybe for HiMama, we have these new features and new resources through our HiMama Helps webinar, and it's brought about this amazing, amazing community. And we might not have had this, for COVID. And a lot of centers, they're experiencing lower ratios. So now they're kind of getting these more these lower ratio, kind of more tight knit classrooms, more one-on-one child attention. So that's an amazing outlook for COVID. I think when it comes to COVID-19, we shouldn't just be focusing on like we lost a lot of money, we might be losing staff, those things that we tend to focus on as early childhood professionals. I think there's a lot of kind of bright side stuff to look at this when it comes to this. And that's what we really found in our 2020 benchmark report is we have some new areas, and it's going to be really interesting to see, where this kind of goes a year, 6 months, 3 years from now, what the benchmark report is going to look like then. And there's some new better things to look forward to in the time. Cause COVID's not going to be forever.
No, it's not. And so once you say, like you said, focus on the positive. So what are some of the wins that you guys have had this year? So let's talk about what are some of the great things or pivots that you guys have done that has really has changed the framework of what you guys are doing.
Yeah. So wins with when it comes to HiMama, we have, like I mentioned, we've built an amazing community. We've built amazing friends such as yourself through social media. And we've really seen our community of ECEs come together. We have a handful of ECs on the team as well. And if I myself had seen a community like this when I was in the field, I would have been sucked right in, our HiMama Helps webinar series was, something that we're super proud of. It is a weekly webinar. Every Thursday we'll run different sessions, whether it's we'll see hundreds up to thousands of attendees who are joining us to discuss various topics around reopening during COVID, staff mental health, continuing online learning for children, just to name a few. And it was a really proud moment to see the community and the camaraderie that we've built, and how the ECs, they would talk to each other and support each other through amazing ideas. And they would continue the conversation outside as well through various platforms. It was just so amazing to see people they were parents, they were educators, they were directors, owners, to see that type of community being built was definitely a huge win for us.
Yes, and I think that is happening all over the United States, well, all over North America, I should say, right, to include Canada, because now we're all connected, right? And like you said, this would not have happened if we didn't have something like COVID. Like, you can really connect with your colleagues from different states, even different countries now, and that wouldn't have happened if we didn't have that. So I think that now providers have a overwhelming support system, on social media, on webinars, on whatever, and they have access to more information than they ever had. And more importantly, we are visual. Early childhood to me is like the best job in the whole world, right? And the whole world can see that what we're doing and what we need, and we can speak up about what we need and stuff like that, and have even a bigger voice. So yes, the wins for out of COVID is amazing, actually, even though COVID is not. but we have seen a significant difference in reaching early childhood educators from all across the world. And a platform like this where we can share what you guys are doing in your platform, where you can share what others are doing and stuff like that. So we really appreciate HiMama, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on the Jerletha McDonald show. And where can we find the childcare this benchmark?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, HiMama.com, HiMama, and under resources, there's the benchmark report. So you can download the 2021, and you can even download our previous ones as well, from the last 5 years. And you can see, how childcare has really changed in the last 5 years, and perhaps where it's going to go.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much for coming on. And I just want to say thank you to HiMama and say tell Ron I said hello. I was a guest on your guys' show, so I really had fun with that. So thank you for coming on my show as well. I really do appreciate you guys. And before I get off the air, you guys, I want to tell you about something really, really special, and I'm really excited about. The Jerletha McDonald Show is going to host my friends and colleagues from Texas AEYC. Texas AEYC is a part of the National Association for the Education of Young Children, and we are an affiliate of that. And every year we host board elections, and I get to host my friends and colleagues who are running for various positions on the Texas AEYC board. And that will be on Sunday, December 13th. The board candidates are going to come on the Jerletha McDonald Show to discuss why they would like to run for the board position they're running for, who they are, and what they do. And not only we would like to extend the opportunity for you guys to join our affiliate, Texas AEYC, or your local your local chapter. It is a great organization to join, and I cannot wait to host and support all of the candidates that are running for the 2021 and beyond board positions. And that is Sunday, December 13th. But not only that, I have room for 3 sponsors. If you would like to sponsor that particular show, because this is a special show, it's not on my regular day, it's on Sunday, please contact me at childcaremedia1@gmail.com, or go to our website at jerlethamcdonald.org to fill out an inquiry form if your company or agency or child care center would like to sponsor that show. We're going to have several listeners listening into that, and that will be really cool to have other childcare providers sponsoring that. So get at us if you want to do that. And if you also would like to be a guest on the Jerletha McDonald Show, please go to our website and fill out the guest form. And that's all I have for you today. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning into the Jerletha McDonald Show, where we discuss everything childcare and provide a platform for early educators to shine. I'm Jerletha McDonald, your early childhood specialist and family childcare business consultant. See you later.
Do you want to know what's good with early childhood education, what we came for? Do you want to know what's fair with early child care? The Jerletha McDonald Show. The Jerletha McDonald Show. The Jerletha McDonald Show. We going live in a rap for giving child care pros a platform. Every child wins when your heart's warm. The Jerletha McDonald Show.
Focus is education, no need for your speculation. Early childhood elevation, I'll show you some dedication. Introduce you to specialists helping across the nation. This is our life and not just your everyday occupation. So tune in just one day, be a live witness, for live assist. Do it for the child you're riding with, and help me change the narrative. Children are our future, and development's imperative. Development's imperative.
Do you want to know what's good with early childhood education, what we came for? Do you want to know what's fair with early child care?